Hello, I'm Sabrina Schottenhamel, and I have Sherrie Graham here. Sherrie is a fitness instructor and nutritionist, and I have a few questions for her today to get us through this virus in the most healthy possible way over the next 3 weeks and beyond. So Sherrie, just give me a little bit of your introduction, and then I will ask you a few questions that I prepared for you.
Sure. Thanks for having me. And I've been a personal trainer and fitness instructor for 15 years. And I also got shifted because I realized personal training and exercise doesn't produce the overall health. That's the diet. So I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition and then realized that sometimes we can be told what foods are best for us, but we still have these tendencies to self-sabotage. And so I really like to help women with that piece where you know what you should be eating, but you tend to crave the sugary sweets and you can't figure out why you don't eat more fruits and vegetables, because that kind of thing. So that's what I like to do in a nutshell. Yeah.
Very good. All right, so I have three questions for you. The first one is, how do you reduce stress eating or emotional eating, especially if you work at home and through this time where we're all going to be stuck at home for the next few weeks?
Yeah, and I love how this ties into what you do, because self-care is critical. If you're doing those, keep those routines. I know a lot of us now the day is going to be different, but during my programs, I have people create a morning routine and an evening routine, and it helps them stay on track with their day-to-day things. And so their self-care is really important. And the other thing too is that with stress eating, most of the time we're turning to food, and that's not really what we need. So if it fills the void and that stress and the anxiety for that moment, but then that anxiety and all that stress comes right back shortly later. And so trying to find activities to do instead. And I have a food freedom flow chart that's kind of geared towards taking you through a path, like if you're really hungry, if you're not, what you should do after each step. So like if you're really hungry, then pick something nutritional and nourishing to your body. Or if you are not hungry, like I've gone to my pantry many times where it's just like I'm bored, so or maybe there is some emotion behind it. It doesn't matter, I'm uncomfortable, so I turn to food. And you need to pause, you need to take a breath, you need to change what you really are change the way what you're doing, so that you're not grabbing for the food, and reach for that book that you've been meaning to read, or go for a walk and things like that, dance, like some of the things you've shared with people, stuff like that. And really, that really helps a lot.
And also staying hydrated too, because that will keep you fuller, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Hydration, yes, because if you're dehydrated, hunger is sometimes a symptom of that. And if you just drink a full glass of water, your body feels satisfied, and then that hunger goes away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Great. My next question is, how do you get enough exercise when you're stuck at home?
Well, that's that whole routine thing, and setting up schedules for yourself. My college student just talked about this the other day, because now she's stuck at home, going to be doing everything online with no structure. And she's like, I'm gonna have to set up a schedule to stay, and so she doesn't sleep all day. I mean, that's what college kids want to do, sleep,
right?
So anyway, so setting up a little bit of a schedule for you and your kids, and making and get the kids involved if you have young ones that like to do that. Or and I love, like, YouTube is a great resource for different exercise videos. I have resources available that are on demand, so that for 30 minutes you can pick a workout that tones you. It's all different types of topic or formats. So you could do a boot camp, you can do a bar class, you could do Pilates. It's really nice variety that's the resource I offer people. And then the other thing is just doing little things while you are going about your day. So maybe going up and down the stairs a couple more times just on purpose, getting that heart rate up. That is something that's really important to do your cardio. So going for a walk, obviously we have the outdoors, take advantage of the weather that's warming up around here if you live in the Chicago area. Because if our lungs are healthy, we'll be much better off with this virus. So the cardio up, even if you hate it, just do some walking, just, in stairs, just little things like that.
Mm-hmm. Good. Great. And finally, what are the best foods to eat to boost your immune system?
Fruits and vegetables, and I can get real specific and say, okay, blueberries are the best here, greens and things like that. But in general, just eating more fruits and vegetables is so important because there are antioxidants in there. And I'll just try and explain it really simple. Our bodies, a lot of people have heard the term inflammation. We have a lot of inflammation in our bodies. If we're, have pain or unhealthy and not feeling good, inflammation is the root cause of all disease. Well, that inflammation starts from the oxidative stress buildup. So when in the old days, back when we didn't have processed foods, it was real easy that we replenish, and that oxidative stress we just built up in our body every day on a normal, regular basis, because it's something it's like rust on a piece of metal out in the weather elements, or an apple browning. That's what I like. It's just happening. So in order to slow that down or repair, you have to get antioxidants into your body. So protein doesn't do that. Carbs doesn't do that. It's the antioxidants from the fruits and vegetables that repair that oxidation that's going on in our body every day. So when you exercise, you almost need more fruits and vegetables, because exercising, even though it's good for us, is also creating oxidative stress in our body. Yeah. So but that's why, and that's why I really emphasize, and I haven't seen any store out of strawberries, or out of any of the healthy foods. So
actually,
I mean, people are stocking up. Forget the fruit chews. I like for your kids. Just buy some grapes and freeze them once the weather gets warmer. Maybe, I don't know. Little kids don't mind. I don't know. They don't seem to mind anything when mine were small. But frozen grapes were like a great way to, and you can cut them in half if you're worried about choking. But it's just a different way to eat it, and it actually, makes it more creative and fun. Oh, and another thing I was thinking about is to have people get their family involved in the cooking, because now that we can't go out to restaurants, or you can pick up food, but I mean, just take the chance right now. If you haven't taught any of your kids how to cook, do some things right now. It's that's the way I'm
activity.
Right. So but that's what
my husband just walked in, and I bought strawberries a couple of days ago, and I cut them up last night, and I froze some, and then I sent some to work with him, and he was eating them at lunch, and he texted me, "Oh, these are so good."
That is one thing. When you start eating more natural sugars, it tastes so much sweeter. It is really kind of amazing the way that works. But anyway.
Great.
And then if I will give you my link to the Food Freedom Flowchart. So if anybody wants that, they'd be able to help navigate through the stressful time, like with the food, and kind of start working on some of those skills to prevent emotional eating, and really, so you don't put on weight and stay healthy.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Sherrie. And yes, I'll make sure that the link for your Food Freedom, what is it called? Food Freedom
Flowchart. I know, it's not a lot of F's.
I have the Sabrina's Simple Self-Care, and you have the Sherrie's Freedom Flowchart.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a great day.
You too.